When it comes to cruising, nothing shapes your entire vacation more than the cabin you choose. Your cabin is your sanctuary at sea, your place to sleep, recharge, hide from crowds, escape the buffet stampede, and recover from that just one more drink moment. Yet thousands of cruisers, even the experienced ones, still end up in cabins that rumble, echo, clatter, or vibrate like they're positioned directly on top of the engine room. And here's the twist. The fifth cabin on this list is one most people never realize is a problem until it's too late. It looks innocent on the deck map, but it can turn your peaceful cruise into a week-long noise festival. Even veteran travelers get fooled by it. So sit back, relax, and let Cruise Cipher walk you through the 10 cabins you should never book on any cruise ship. If you enjoy smart cruising advice mixed with humor, real stories, and insider commentary, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because the perfect cruise always starts with the perfect cabin. Number 1. Cabins below the gym. Cabins directly beneath the gym seem fine on the deck map, until you step inside and realize you've booked a front row seat to the morning fitness Olympics. The biggest issue, timing. Gym people don't sleep. They rise at sunrise, energized, motivated, and apparently determined to announce their presence to everyone below them. By the time you open your eyes, someone upstairs is already sprinting like they're escaping a sea monster. Then comes the noise. Not light exercise sounds, but full-body thuds. When a dumbbell drops, your cabin doesn't just hear it, it participates in it. Your walls shake, your ceiling vibrates, and even your pillow has something to say about it. Cruise Cipher once heard from a cruiser who said their cabin felt like sleeping under a stampede of fitness instructors. Another described waking up to a mysterious pounding and thinking the ship had hit a whale. Nope, just someone doing burpees directly above their head. And the gym machines? They always have that one device that makes a dramatic mechanical noise like the ship is sighing in exhaustion. Combine that with treadmill stomps and weight drops, and your relaxing morning becomes a surprise cardio session you didn't sign up for. Now, if you're an early riser or sleep like a tranquilized buffalo, maybe you'll survive. But for most travelers, especially those who plan to enjoy vacation sleep, this cabin location guarantees unwanted wake-up calls. That's why seasoned cruisers always say, if the gym is overhead, book literally anywhere else. Number 2. Cabins next to crew service doors. Cabins beside crew service doors are the ultimate looks quiet on the map, but absolutely isn't trap. On the deck plan, that little rectangle means nothing to most passengers, but veterans know it's basically a 24/7 cruise highway. Crew service doors aren't regular doors. They're portals to the behind-the-scenes world where housekeeping, engineering, laundry teams, and every kind of crew member are constantly moving. It's like living next to a backstage entrance of a Broadway show, but instead of jazz hands, it's carts, vacuums, and walkie-talkie crackles. The biggest problem, the door never stops opening. It clicks, it snaps, it bangs, it does that heavy cruise ship thunk that sounds like someone is trying to break into Narnia. Even when the crew is being quiet, and they really do try, the door itself is just loud by nature. Then come the carts. Room service carts, housekeeping trolleys, supply carts, all rolling past your room like a parade of squeaky wheels. One cruiser told Cruise Cipher that staying in one of these cabins felt like sleeping next to a grocery store loading dock. Another described hearing a cart roll by at 2 a.m. and thinking someone was dragging a metal treasure chest down the hallway. And let's not forget the radios. Crew radios aren't subtle. You'll hear the occasional, "Copy that, moving to deck 9," right through the wall. It's not constant, but when it happens at midnight, it feels like a personal announcement made inside your room. If you're the kind of cruiser who can sleep through anything, maybe it won't bother you. But if you value quiet evenings, peaceful mornings, or, sanity, then a cabin next to a service door is basically noise roulette. That's why experienced travelers say, if you see a little unlabeled door on the deck plan, run. Number 3. Cabins above the nightclub. Cabins located right above the nightclub are the definition of deceptive. During the day, these rooms feel peaceful, cozy, and quiet, almost like you made a lucky pick. But the moment the clock strikes 10 p.m., your cabin transforms into the VIP balcony of a party you didn't ask to attend. Nightclubs on cruise ships are powerful creatures. They don't politely stay inside their walls. They send their rhythms, beats, and bass lines straight into the ceiling, through the floor, and directly into your mattress. It's not music you hear, it's music you feel. Your pillow vibrates like it's trying to dance. And it's not just bass. Nightclubs come with laughter, cheering, clinking glasses, and that one guy who always yells, "Woo!" every 8 minutes, like a cruise ship foghorn powered by pure excitement. Now, if you're a night owl who loves staying up late and joining the party, this cabin might not bother you at all. But if your idea of vacation includes sleep, or even the option of sleep, a cabin above the nightclub feels less like relaxation and more like punishment. That's why experienced cruisers warn, if the club is below you, the party is with you, whether you attend or not. Number 4. Cabins near the anchor or bow thrusters. If you've never heard a ship drop its anchor at dawn, congratulations, you still have a chance at happiness. But for anyone who books a cabin near the bow, especially on lower decks, the anchor and thruster noise can turn your peaceful vacation into a surprise wake-up call from Poseidon himself. These cabins are usually at the front of the ship. On the map, they look quiet, private, even elegant. But the reality, when the captain uses the bow thrusters to dock, your cabin suddenly vibrates like you're sleeping on the hood of a plane preparing for takeoff. The anchor noise is even more dramatic. It's not a gentle clink. It's a metallic roar that sounds like the ship is rearranging underwater mountains. And the worst part? It usually happens early, very early. While normal humans are dreaming, the ship is already docking. So if you booked one of these cabins expecting peace, think again. You'll be awake before the sun, before breakfast, and definitely before you want to be. Now, if you're an early riser or love watching the ship glide into port, these cabins can be thrilling. But for the rest of us, they feel like the ship personally scheduled a morning alarm we never asked for. That's why cruise veterans say, avoid cabins near the bow unless you enjoy metal concerts at sunrise. Number 5. Connecting cabins when you don't need them. Connecting cabins seem harmless, even helpful when you're booking. The little door on the wall looks innocent, like a friendly feature you won't use. But here's the truth seasoned cruisers know. Connecting cabins have the soundproofing abilities of a napkin. The shared door isn't a real wall, it's more like a polite suggestion for privacy. And while it usually stays locked, it doesn't stay quiet. You'll hear conversations, laughter, phone calls, arguments, coughs, sneezes, the occasional TV show, everything except the other person's name, though sometimes even that. Crew Cipher once heard from a passenger who said they learned more about the couple next door than they wanted to know, including who snores, who hogs the bathroom, and who giggles at midnight TikToks. Another traveler described the connecting door as a two-way speaker system that nobody asked for. Even the smell of strong perfume or food sometimes sneaks through, creating a surprisingly accurate picture of your neighbor's lifestyle. Now, connecting cabins are fantastic when you actually need them. Families, friend groups, or parents who want to keep an eye or ear on their kids. But if you don't absolutely need the room-to-room access, booking one is like volunteering to share your vacation with strangers through a hollow wooden rectangle. That's why cruise veterans insist, if the connecting door isn't for your group, choose a standard cabin and protect your peace. Number 6. Cabins under the pool deck. Cabins located directly under the pool deck are sneaky troublemakers. During the booking process, they look amazing. Central location, short walk to everything, quick access to the fun. But the moment you try to sleep in one, you realize you've chosen a front row seat to the noisiest daytime venue on the ship. The biggest culprit? Deck chairs. Cruise passengers love dragging pool chairs the way toddlers love dragging toys, loudly, enthusiastically, and constantly. Every morning, crew members straighten hundreds of loungers, and every movement makes a screech, scrape, or rumble that travels right into your cabin's ceiling. Then there's the foot traffic. Pool decks are busy from sunrise to dinner. That means running kids, flip-flop slaps, drop towels, and the unmistakable stomp of someone carrying a plate from the buffet, all directly above your head. Some ships also clune the deck early, creating loud rolling sounds from hoses, cleaning machines, or the world's most determined squeegee. Now, if you spend your entire day outside and only return to your cabin late at night, maybe you won't notice. But if you like afternoon naps, quiet mornings, or simply the luxury of hearing your own thoughts, this cabin location will test your patience. Number 7. Obstructed Oceanview cabins. Obstructed Oceanview cabins are the ultimate optical illusion in cruising. When you first see them on the booking page, the price looks amazing. Cheaper than a full ocean view, more appealing than an inside cabin. But the catch comes when you open the curtains and discover your beautiful view is actually a lifeboat, crane, beam, pole, or some mysterious piece of machinery that looks like the ship's kneecap. These cabins technically do have windows, but they often feel like nature documentaries where someone forgot to remove the equipment from the shot. Instead of the sparkling blue ocean, you might get a bright orange lifeboat staring back at you like it's guarding you personally. Cipher heard from one cruiser who said they felt like they were living inside a parking garage for lifeboats. The issue isn't just the blocked view, it's the lighting. The ocean normally reflects sunlight beautifully, filling the room with natural brightness. But when your window is blocked by equipment, the light entering your cabin becomes awkward and uneven, like it's trying its best but failing politely. Obstructed cabins are great only when you know exactly what you're getting. But for most travelers, especially first-timers expecting ocean view magic, the reality feels like a bait and switch. Number 8. Cabins near the elevators. At first glance, cabins near elevators look incredibly convenient. Close to everything, easy to navigate, perfect for anyone who hates long hallway walks. But once the cruise begins, you quickly realize you've basically booked a room beside the ship's main social intersection, where noise, traffic, and chaos gather like it's a reunion party. Elevators on cruise ships never rest. Morning, afternoon, midnight, people are always coming and going. And unfortunately, sound travels. You'll hear ding after ding, announcing every floor like the cruise ship is proudly reporting its location 5 times a minute. But the real issue? People. Lots of people. Families waiting for elevators, excited kids pressing every button, groups chatting loudly, someone giving directions, someone arguing about which floor the buffet is on. Cipher once heard from a cruiser who said staying near the elevators felt like living inside a hotel lobby. Add in the constant foot traffic, rolling luggage on embarkation day, and those early morning excursions where everyone gathers near the elevators, and your cabin becomes a front row seat to hallway chaos. Now, elevator-adjacent cabins are convenient, no doubt, but if you're a light sleeper or value privacy, this location can feel like trying to rest in a busy airport terminal. Number 9. Aft cabins directly over the wake. Aft cabins, the ones at the very back of the ship, are often advertised as peaceful retreats with beautiful wake views. And yes, the view is stunning. But what the brochures don't tell you is that some aft cabins come with an unexpected bonus: constant vibration, mechanical humming, and a never-ending soundtrack of churning water. The wake looks peaceful from afar, but up close, it sounds like a mix of rushing waterfalls, rumbling machinery, and a washing machine stuck on dragon mode. The engines sit lower in the ship, and the vibrations travel upward, especially to certain aft rooms. Cipher once heard from a cruiser who said the shack shook just enough to make their toothbrush dance across the bathroom counter. Another described their cabin as part massage chair, part thunderstorm. The noise isn't loud in a nightclub way, it's more of a deep, continuous rumble that never stops. Then there's the movement. When the seas get rough, the rear of the ship sometimes experiences a stronger back and forth motion.
Nothing dangerous, just enough to make you walk like your legs forgot the instructions. Now, aft cabins with large balconies can be incredible for the right traveler. If you love the sound of rushing water, enjoy the wake view, and don't mind vibration, they can be magical. But many cruisers book them expecting silence and get a full-time rumble instead. That's why experts say, aft cabins look peaceful, but choose carefully. Some shake more than they shine.
Number 10. Interior cabins with no daylight. Interior cabins are often the cheapest option, and many cruisers pick them without a second thought. But some interior rooms take the no windows concept to the extreme, creating a space that feels less like a cozy retreat and more like a submarine with carpet. The first issue is light. No windows mean no natural sunlight, which can make days feel longer than they are. One cruise Cipher viewer described their first interior cabin as sleeping in a cave where time ceases to exist. You wake up, look at the clock, and still wonder if it's morning, afternoon, or midnight, the ultimate vacation mystery. Next comes air circulation. Modern ships do a great job with HVAC, but some interior cabins can feel stuffy, especially when the room is small and the air vents are far from ideal. A light sleeper might notice a constant hum of the ventilation system, which, combined with the lack of daylight, can make the room feel eerily alive. Then there's psychology. Humans are wired to rely on natural light. Without it, you can feel slightly disoriented, sluggish, or even cabin crazy after a few days. Cruise Cipher heard from a passenger who said spending a week in an interior cabin without sunlight makes you question your life choices and your cruise selection. Noise is usually less of a concern in interior rooms, but some are located near elevators, galleys, or crew areas, making them susceptible to unexpected sounds. Combine that with the feeling of being enclosed, and the experience can feel more like a long nap in a busy office than a vacation retreat. That's why cruise veterans advise, interior cabins are fine, just make sure you can live without sunlight for a few days.
And there you have it, the 10 cabins you should never book on any cruise ship. These aren't just warnings, they're real experiences and real lessons gathered from countless cruisers who've lived through everything from midnight thumping to mystery shaking to surprise wake-up calls at dawn. At Cruise Cipher, we believe the right cabin doesn't just improve your cruise, it transforms it. If this guide helped you avoid a vacation disaster, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow travelers. Your support helps Cruise Cipher keep bringing you humorous insights, practical commentary, and insider knowledge from the high seas. Until next time, choose wisely, sail smoothly, and may your cabin always be peaceful, quiet, and perfectly located.